Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Caveman to Cosmos with me, Alpha Biomega and Byzantium. So the turn is 5382 years 787 AD and we are one turn away from coal mining. And as usual we are going to start with an overview of what happened in the past, well, 24 or so turns that you haven't been here. Well, I'm going to start by the war with Mali. So as you can see, we are no longer at war with them, but we were, and we actually scored yet another victory by destroying their city that was located here. It was a ruin, or was it there? Wasn't it here? Oh, I'm not sure. Either way, we raised a city. No, I think it was here, yeah, because we were encroaching it around here along the mountains. So it was here. And we have destroyed it. After a couple of turns worth of siege, we tore down the walls and we destroyed it. We got a couple of civilians out of it, but most importantly, Mali was willing to peace out after that. Now you can see that our relations are really poor. They like the cut of our jib, they appreciate the years that we have supplied them with resources, or we have supplied them with resources, and trade relations have been fair and forthright. But we have a malice for declaring war on them, on their friend, on raising two of their cities, first impression, and that we have a different religion. I've been trying to... Hey, okay, rite of passage, that would be good. What about the embassies? Can we get establishing embassies? Okay, cool. So this is the first time they actually did accept the embassies. And anything else that we might want to do here? They get the fundamentalism, but I just loaded... yeah, well, they still want way too much for it, but I just loaded the game after, or actually reloaded, because I've been playing for the past hour, and I reloaded it to make sure that it doesn't crash or anything happens, so that kind of screws up the AI interaction with you every time. So please ignore that. But the rite of passage and the embassy actually was something that I was trying for quite some time until now, and it was red all the time, so the fact that they actually now... accept it is pretty cool. It gives us a nice little boost to relations. Now, once this was done, actually, I pulled all of my units back into the city of Isauropolis, where we now have stationed the entirety of our army, ready to march yet again if Mali threatens us. Now, I've been talking also about sending reinforcements to Greece. They're already on the way. You can see them here. We got a battalion of heavy axemen, battalion of ancient hand cannons, a battalion of light cavalry, battalion of heavy pikemen, battalion of horse crossbowmen, and battalion of longbowmen. Now, each one of these units or battalions is trained to work on its benefits. So with heavy axemen, unfortunately, they are a fairly generic unit, but they got bonus against melee, I think. Yeah, 50% against melee. So we gave them plus for combat, because that gives them general strength, and might 2. Now the hand cannons are the same situation, they get might and combat 3, but the light cavalry is promoted by flanking 3, so it will be more useful as a harassing unit, and it is combat 2 and might 2. While the pikemen are actually focusing on mounted units, so they got might 2, they get combat 2, but they get formation 2 as well, which gives them additional 45% against mounted, meaning that at this point they got plus 120% against mounted. The horse crossbowmen are also flanking, so that's nothing new, and archers of course are made as city garrisons. So we're trying to send them over here along the Egyptian border, And once they arrive, we are going to try to pass to the Greek territory, and hopefully we can station our units there permanently. If all goes well, we can put the longbowmen into the city and station it there. We can put the other units there as well, but they could operate outside in case need arises. So Greece, we are coming to help you. So that's as far as military goes. I've upgraded a couple more units. You can see that Mali is now at 3.5 of our strength, but a lot of other civilizations are sub 1. So actually the only 3 nations that have a stronger army than we are is Mali, is Israel, and is Portugal. How is Portugal doing that? I do not know. But other than that, with the build-up of our siege units, we have actually now more forces than most our opponents on the map. Now that's as far as military goes. As far as our civilization go as a whole, you can see, actually I'm going to start by this, you can see that we are still bleeding money, 579 gold per turn. It fluctuates heavily between plus 500 and minus 1200, but the gold production is nearing 30,000, which means that we are increasing the income pretty heavily. The production is also above 14,500 now, 14,512, and food production, crop yield, is at 9,701. So everything has increased quite significantly. The new cities are, the goal, or they're the goal and culprit and victor in these statistics because they're giving us the fastest growth here. What I'm happy though is that we are taking this deficit, or the every turn deficit, or how would you say that? The turn-based deficit is probably the best way how to put it. We are taking it down every single turn, so I can see it ticking down, which is necessary because we are down to 17,549 gold. Now the inflation has also reduced itself to 8%, so that's saving us about 800 gold every turn. So coupled with the growth of the economy, we are doing very good. I think we're gonna be able to get to 0 or just be happy with, for example, Constantinople itself just being like the only city that's actually producing gold and focusing on that. As far as population goes, we are nearing 2.5 million. We got 2,447,500 people, and this is based on rapid growth of all of our cities. Now, when you look at the population, you can see that we have worked on what I was talking about in the last episode, and that's upgrading or pulling up the weakest cities. So we no longer have any city that would be smaller than size 7, which is 1,500 people, and these cities are soon going to be all at population 8 or 9. So my goal now is to take Ioannina, Cephalonia, Eudoxiopolis, Isauropolis, Callipolis, Shandax, Nicopolis, Leucosia, Basilinopolis, Otranto, and Chalcedon. We could call this our lower quarter and get it to at least, all of them to at least population 10, which is going to be the main goal because we need to be a bit more top heavy. I caught myself in a bit of a tangle last time when I was talking about the distribution of our cities, that we are very top heavy. No, we are not. We are actually very evenly distributed, which would be good if the median was slightly higher. So I want to actually get all of these cities to 10 or higher so that we can start working then on taking all of the cities to 12, then all of the cities to 15. And my goal here would be to get more top heavy by actually raising the bottom. I hope that makes sense and that you understand what I'm trying to do here, but so far we have been very successful in it, including the population that we got from the raised city of Maui. They have been all distributed already. As far as crime goes, situation in a couple of cities is reaching potential of going down to 0, but I have that in mind, and we're building things to circumvent that. As far as education goes, this one has fallen a bit short because due to rapid growth in many of our cities, we actually have a hard time keeping up with the education, and it keeps dropping. Eudoxiopoulos actually is okay. It's gonna drop below 1,000 soon, so we need to look into that one. But other than that, the lowest city, Isauropolis, that was below 250, is now above 250, and we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities below 1,000. So once we establish the growth in these cities, we are also going to start focusing more on education again. And disease, or I think this is disease, is pretty good. You know, that one is most likely the one that I'm, well, no, this one is the one I'm most content with. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Wanted to say that I'm content with it. Now, Constantinople itself is at population 35, which is 500,000 people. Great. And what's worth mentioning is whatever world wonder we had in Constantinople was obsoleted, and we now have the possibility to build a new one there. Now, it would be easy to jump on this option and build one of the 2 available ones, but I think we're going to wait for something that's going to really boost Constantinople as a capital and make us realize that this city is the world-renowned city it is. So something that's going to be really useful for us is going to come along soon, I hope, and we're going to build it there. Now, looking at the map, you can see that we have heavily improved the areas around our new cities. We also, by raising the Malni city, expanded the border of Isauropolis quite a lot. So I'm happy to say that the territory that we have is also growing pretty nicely. But as I do not have... I had to think about that a bit, but I do not have any plans for expansion anytime soon. It is worth saying that this is just a nice benefit of our protracted wars, that we can rest, but there is no immediate plan. Now, there are a couple of avenues where we could go. We could go with the southeastern expansion, or you could easily go with the western expansion here. Calm down, game, because there is a ton of territory here, but neither that, neither anything else is currently important for us. And last but not least, before we actually hear it for coal mining, I wanted to say that we got a great engineer here. So once we get coal mining, we are going to use him to discover one of the technologies that he's gonna have access to, and that's gonna mean that in this episode we are gonna get 4 extra technologies. The thing with the coal mining, he's most likely going to give us optics, or no, optics are great merchant. Commercial whaling and stuff like that would be good, but we have actually enough. No, we do education. Okay, so what's the second technology that we need to get? Okay, civil service is gonna be the next one, unfortunately. So anyway, let's hear it now for coal mining.
Diamonds are nothing more than chunks of coal that stuck to their jobs.
Okay, so coal mining immediately gives all of our mines an extra 1 production. It reveals coal, gives us the possibility to build a coal mine, and that's about all there is to it. And we finished the Glassblowers Guild in Constantinople, of all the places. Okay, archery range, you guys can build a coal mine. Okay. So is there coal here? I wonder where if at all we have access to the coal, but definitely in that city that we have just seen, because that one is not by any chance a building that you can build without coal in the vicinity. Okay, well, carpet maker is a good choice here, and theater. No, the porcelain workshop is the best one for now. So porcelain workshop, then carpet maker, then theater. And as you can see, okay, coal near Kallipolis, Justinianopolis, near Nicomedia, near Cephalonia, near Ankyra. Okay, nice. Okay, so we do have a mine here already, so that's 17 here. Here we'll need to build something to make it work. Okay, so a mine in the desert. And what were the other places? Ankyra, I think. Oh, but we already know about that one. So then Justinianopolis, which is... Nope, this is Cephalia. So Justinianopolis is here. And where's that coal? Here, in that mine. Okay, cool. So that is also pretty good. So getting a costume shop, and you can now build the coal mine. Nice. But it doesn't really give us an immediate benefit, I don't think. And by the way, we have plus 36 gold here. So yeah, the situation is really stabilizing. The gold production dropped by about 2,000, which is great. But manufactured goods increased slightly. Well, I guess it's a benefit. And what could you now get us? Rat catching. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but... Rat catcher. Well, it leads to plague medicine, and that leads to a doctor, which is something that we will need. In a doctor's office. Well, I mean, the rat catcher is an important technology, even if it's a bit awful one, but okay. Actually, hold on. Could you give us something else? Like, for example, invention. Yeah. Can you get us invention? He didn't. Okay, so let's get the rat catching just so that we have it off the table.
A rat in a maze is free to go anywhere as long as it stays inside the maze.
So rat catcher gives one gold, but actually it replaces the pest rats. That's what I didn't realize. So if you get rid of the pest rat... Oh! Okay, so it actually is much better because it gives 2 food, 1 production, almost 2 gold, and plus 2 science. Okay, so it's a bit more useful than I have expected. Okay, and we can spread you guys further. So I think we were down to Ankyra, and Philippopolis is next. Next target for our Confucianic lore. And this food train is going to go... I'm already sending something to Chalcedon. So Chanduks. It's a bit of a waste. 1200 of waste. Okay, but you guys are most likely going to be growing soon. Okay, so it can wait there for a bit, and then it's gonna help with the future growth. And supply train, are we building something expensive somewhere? Town hall. And then the seminary. Okay, so we're gonna help with the seminary construction in Jandax. Good. Okay, and that's that for now. We are finally again at peace. Wow, that was choppy. But until Malay, and I say until instead of unless. So until Malay declares war on us, we are going to stay in peace. But if they do come after us, we are going to be ready. I mean, we are actually ready at this point. This amount of unit is enough to hurt anyone. And I wanted to check one thing with you, because we upgraded everything that we could. But there is a unit of... Here they are. Black Maces. So they upgrade to the Flailman. And the question is, what do we need to get the Flailman? Civil service. Okay. So that's the one that we're actually researching. Cool. So then we'll get the flail guys. They're good against melee. You guys actually are good against cities too. Oh, cool. So that was one question that I had, and the answer didn't disappoint. So I'll see you in 14 turns with civil service. Turn 5396, year 799 AD, and we are one turn away from civil service. So what's new? Well, we're doing kind of good. We're enjoying a fair amount of prosperity in our empire. Now, I have been doing a lot of micromanagement here, so let me just take you through it step by step. First of all, I want to mention that we have just finished the planting of rice near Constantinople, and we finished a farm built above it, which is now giving us 21 food and 5 gold. Now, we previously had 139 food in Constantinople every turn. Now we have 162, so you can see that that makes a huge difference, as exactly as I anticipated. So we got what? That's 23 extra, and only 5 of that is coming from the tile itself. Oh nice, we actually even got access to new buildings. Like Nature's Altar, rice plus 10 extra food. Okay, takes 1 turn, we're gonna build that. Rice gatherer, rice paddy, farm crop for soybeans, straw mushrooms, nice. And lily farm. Okay, I'm gonna put that as well in the schedule. I've in the meantime built another great farmer, which is now planting ancient wood near Constantinople, because again that's gonna give us a bit of a bonus, and we don't have it here anywhere near. So I think it's a good thing to have, and maybe it's gonna help something in it's gonna give us something in Constantinople that we do not have yet. The next farmer is going to be planted. Do we have any free? Yeah, we have. I think this tile is used by Constantinople itself, so we can plant something like, I don't know, some resource. I'm gonna decide that later, because I kind of went with the scientific approach on that, and I look at it and try to plan it very carefully. So it is a growth project for Constantinople. Speaking of growth projects, so we are kind of running out of buildings everywhere, meaning we don't have much to build. But that's actually really good, because I've been building food trains and supply trains like crazy and sending them south and east to our cities. So you can see that Oranto, Chalcedon, Bazilinopolis, all of these cities are growing. We are now only having cities. The smallest city that we have has population 7, which I believe is 1,500 people. Is it 1,500? Yes, 1,500. So the smallest settlement that we have in our empire now has 1,500 people. And we have how many of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we have 4 with population 8 and 1 with population 9. So as I mentioned before, the first goal that we have is to get all of the cities to population 10. And then we are gonna set another, I know, arbitrary goal for us, but let's say all of the cities will have to get to population 12. And the cities below this threshold will get direct help from the bigger cities in the form of supply trains and food trains. and thus will gain access to growing faster. If not very fast, then at least faster. So I'm happy with the improvement. You can see that we are in positive numbers now as far as gold goes. The inflation is, I think, 9 or 8%, 8. So we're paying 3,037 gold per turn for inflation, but it's not bad. I mean, we stopped. It's fairly leveling right now, so we don't really have to be afraid of our budget anymore. And in the near future, or mid-future, we can think of starting maybe a new city. Now, this, however, of course, brings certain issues, as for example with education, because the rapid growth is lowering. You can see that, for example, in Lithuania we're still struggling. I have been focusing on that city for decades, dozens of turns now, and it still hasn't gotten over 600. But remember, it was somewhere around 200 when we started. Now 551, and it's at population 14, which also is a pretty nice growth. It actually is becoming one of the more valuable cities that we have. It jumped over Adramitium, Varna. It's the same size of Heraclea Vicentis, and only slightly smaller than Triadica. So considering it is a desert-based city, I'm really happy with it. It's found in a really nice place. There is a lot of resources coming from the sea, so that is helping it a lot. The production is awful. Not gonna say that it's not, but the growth of the city as far as food goes is pretty darn decent. So even desert can host pretty nice cities. Compliments of the person who developed and designed this map. Last but not least, I wanted to mention that we have an army moving to the Greek territory. You can see them here. We have a light cavalry there, heavy axemen, heavy pikemen, longbowmen, horse crossbowmen, and ancient hand cannon, all at the size of battalion. They are still fairly far away. I'm actually kind of confused how we're going to do it. I'm sending them here because that's the closest we can get to the Greek border. If we actually wanted to send them to the border at this point, they will have to go all the way around here. And because we have been at peace for quite some time now with our... with our Malinese neighbors, I'm hoping that I could persuade them down the line to have an open border, which would allow us to cross here into the Greek territory. If not, and they declare war on us down the line, again, this is the shortest way to cross the border. And considering the pretty good way we have designed this army, it should be able to repel any single attack. If it faces large-scale attack, it might succumb to it, but at this point there is not a single weakness in it. It always has someone who can take care of it, so I'm really hopeful that this is gonna work. I guess we're gonna see. So anyway, we're gonna get civil service next. The biggest benefit is gonna be that all villages are gonna get extra gold, but not only villages, also towns, which are above the village. That's what it develops to. And I'm hoping that the other later instances as well. Speaking of which, as far as technology goes, we are kind of getting close to Renaissance. Not saying that we are there yet, but we're definitely, if not past half, we are soon going to pass half. Commercial whaling is something that I'm looking forward to. Plague menacing is also not a bad thing. Compass will be nice. Tournaments, Renaissance, Cockpong. I'm really looking forward to our first aerial unit. You guys already spoke about it a couple of times. The Ornithopter is gonna be good. Zephyr, I don't know if we'll be able to get, but the Ornithopter we should be able to get. I'm not sure. It's a national unit, so only 15 of them are allowed. But they upgrade to early fighter later on. Which upgrade to propelled naval fighter and fighter. Early jet fighter or jet interceptor. Modern fighter, stealth fighter, hypersonic fighter, orbital fighter, and that's that. And that is, wow, xenodiplomacy. That's quite far away. So yeah, let's hear it for civil service, shall we? Egypt wants open borders. Sure.
The bureaucracy is expanding to meet the needs of the expanding bureaucracy.
Well, civil service is one of those technologies that bring you a lot, but we are a bit stuck with the fact that we are not going to adopt bureaucracy as a civic. It enables build-up crime fighting 4, which is actually really good, but I don't think we'll be able to access that anytime soon. Unless we would train our units to fight the barbarians or something like that. It gives extra income from villages +1. We've already discussed that. It gives a lot of extra units, which I'm happy with, especially the Flailman, which is an upgrade to the Maceman. It's the last actually upgrade before we start getting the Musketman, which is... I'm pretty sure that the Musketman is the evolution of all units that are land-based. So skirmishers, swordsmen, everyone then turns into Musketmen, which is understandable because that was the greatest revolution in the area of fighting since the invention of sword, I guess, or, pointy stick, literally. Archers as well, I think, will turn to musketmen. So pretty much all our units will then be turned into these units, which are going to be our line units for the near future. Then the riflemen, which then turn into trench infantry. And then you just have one unit. Okay, then you get modern infantry, marines, and paratroopers, but that's just specialization. We also get a couple of extra world units and culture units, but I don't think we have access to any. Totals. Interesting. Where is this graphic from? Is this from Europa Universalis Rome? It looks like it. I think so. Anyway, it also enables a bunch of buildings. We get a Servants Guild, we get the Almhouse, which we should have access to. We get a Civil Servant School, which lowers maintenance by 8%, which is massive. But this one is locked behind having bureaucracy. Orphanage, okay, we get access to that one. It costs a bit in maintenance, but gives extra crime reduction. And Servants Quarters gives a bit of production and health. Can turn one citizen into noble, but extra 3% maintenance, which is actually really huge, I think. And it gives us a corruption crime, exists above 900 crime, lowers, wow, culture and income by 10, 30% espionage, and actually 10 extra gold maintenance for buildings, increase insidiousness, lowers defense against espionage, and extra criminals receive. Criminals actually... it has a bonus. You get 1 extra experience points for your criminals. And it gives bureaucracy and build-up crime fighting. Okay. Hittites want open borders, sure. No, we're not gonna accept that. Okay, so let's see. Glazemaker. Okay, let's just give you stuff like this. I'm gonna look at you later, but I wanted to check. Damn, allow me to check what the effect of the new buildings is. Come on. Which inheritance? Just a couple buildings. I'm gonna change that later, but I wanted to look at Constantinople specifically because that is a great piece of testing ground. Okay, so here we have the orphanage. Okay, 5 crime for 2.78 gold is a fair change. Here's the almhouse, lowered disease by 5 from 1.49, that is a fair change. Yeah, and here's your servants' quarters. So 2 production, a potential for 1 noble. Not extra noble, but a potential for 1 noble. And 1 health for 11, nearly 12 gold is not good. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Anyway, let's end this update by actually looking at our stats. The population is over 2.5 million now, with 2,541,000 people. Crop yield is closing to 10,000. We have 9,850. Gold production 27,945. And production, meaning industrial production, is closing to 15,000 with 14,899. So that's the state of our empire at turn 5,397. And I'll see you in 23 turns with paper. Looking forward to paper. That's gonna change a lot of things, I'm feeling. God freaking damn it! We are now at war with Mansa Musa again. I was doing so well! We even had the open borders and everything. It was perfect. And then, at the turn when I was supposed to start recording, he declared war. Again. I don't want this to be another Carthage or Babylon. God damn it. Well, I decided that I'm gonna take you through this turn. Just show you what we're doing. Allow me just to quickly finish up with these cities. This is no good. Any food? Yes, yes. Oh god, this is so expensive. I'll have to revisit you. Jim Cutter is good. 10. Market. Usually a good grocer. Yeah, but Eudoxiopolis still has really low amount of production. And I'm having an issue with upgrading this city. It is in the middle of the desert, and you would think that it has a lot of production from these 4 tiles. But the other desert tiles only give it money, which is complicating stuff quite a lot. And we really, most of these things like Grand Manor and Guild Halls are based on percentages. So when you have a lacking basis, then the percentages themselves won't help you much. Okay, this is good. We're gonna get the engineering school. I'm gonna send the supply train here to help with this. That's another 11 production, which is a decent boost. That's about 5 to 6%. Okay, so that's you. Chandax finished the Lizard Hunter or whatever that was. Get me a chalk gatherer, 10 maker, and you. And then we're gonna revisit you. See what there is to see. The squatter camp would be good if we can send a supply train down here. So let's put it up for grabs. Okay, so now we can actually look at our situation. Now, as I mentioned in the previous update, the situation of the cities is rapidly improving. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the new cities are at population 9. 3 are at population 8, and only Chandax, which is going to grow next turn. We've already visited that city a couple of seconds ago, is going to be population 8 soon. So I'm hoping that within a couple more updates we won't have a single city below population 10, because Ioannina and some of the other cities are already very close to growing. I actually think this number here might be... Let me test that. No. I don't know what this is. I thought it was amount of turns until growth, but Isauropolis is definitely not going to take 93 turns to grow, will it? No. Okay, so I don't know what the 93 stands for. Is it happiness? No. What could the 93 be? And I didn't want to do that. God damn it. Okay, let's just put you back to sleep. You guys can put up crime fighting. You guys will just fortify while you are going to build up disease control. And you are also going to build up disease control. And we had you guys as long range targeting. Okay, you can rest there. So, coupled with the growth of the cities is the fact that we are sending supply trains everywhere trying to help. We've also helped Ludgoin a bit in the past few turns. We got it to population 14, and that one is going to grow as well. We're building the church school to boost the education. You can see that's going up We're gonna go School of Rhetoric and Calligraphy School afterwards, which I'm hoping is gonna move it closer to 1,000. Same thing goes for the other cities. When you look at the situation, you will see that there is, well, okay, there's either a massive growth like in Otranto or Woodgulain, or there is drop. But again, that is coming down to the fact that we have been growing pretty rapidly. So I'm battling, moving moving water basically here. I'm trying to fight against a river trying to flush me down, because the faster the cities grow, which is our goal is to make them grow as fast as possible, the worse the situation in the case of education and crime and everything else is. So for instance, Favonia, you can see, is growing insanely because it just got the population 10, but the crime is insane there, so I have to address that. We've been focusing mostly on upgrading the areas around our cities. We can, for example, build a ruby mine here. We've been upgrading the coastline as well, and we're actually right now running out of things to upgrade, so I think I can actually retire you to Otranto for now. We have a supply train here. Beatworker is not what... Yeah, I want you to get a community garden because your growth is fairly low. This is a huge overkill. Could we get you the Grand Estate? Or is there anything? We do have the apprentice school done here. 3 noble. +2 postcode. Get 11 food. That's... The issue is they cannot... whatever is not used is lost, so... Yeah, I'm gonna hurry up the community garden. Let's make that one happen. You can build me some road here. Try to go here. We have assassins tormenting people here. I wasn't really targeting Malay that much, just trying to see what the lay of the land is and update my maps. You can kill these guys. I'm indiscriminately culling the enemy down. And there's just too many of you. Okay. Oh, and goody. That was another thing that I wanted to mention, that our units, because we got the open border, were actually passing to the Greek territory, and they made it, which is amazing. Okay, so we can defend the city, and I can actually rest here, knowing that we have a little army now defending our Greek vassals. And I wanted to show this on camera, but I think I'm gonna give these guys some technologies. Code of laws, mounted archery, magic. So they're asking me for salt processing. So let's see, if I, for example, talk to Israel, what kind of technologies do you guys not have? Corporation, cryptography. Okay, so we can definitely help Greece if we give them... I would like to give you salt processing, code of laws, and city planning. Let's see if we can find it. I think code of laws is way old. Isn't that like... It might even be a prehistoric technology. Isn't it? Animal husbandry. No, it's probably ancient, isn't it? Code of laws. Okay, you know what, we can do it this way. All eras, I want to see code of laws. Code of laws is classical. Okay. So that's classical. Salt processing is... where is salt processing? Is ancient, okay. And the last one was what? City planning. City planning is classical. Okay. So I can think we can pass them these 3 technologies as a token of our gratitude. So city planning and what was the last one? Code of laws. Please accept this gift. Our trade relations, mutual beneficial, defensive pact, open borders, and you let our ambassadors in. Well, they are happy, so I'm happy they are happy. Now we're gonna defend our city as well, which is good. That was our another plan. As I mentioned, we were upgrading the cities here, and the ring down here, including Isauropolis, so you can see the area has grown significantly. And I noticed there is a barbarian city that spawned down here, which is a bit of a problem, because that's where I actually wanted to found yet another city. You can see that our income has kind of skyrocketed in the past few turns. I've been focusing on it heavily. Inflation is down to 6%, which is helping too. We're now about 800 gold. Better than we were, in the last update, just based on inflation. But if this area is not good, then we would have to either, settle here, which is fine. But I wanted to control the coastline first, due to the boosted growth, of course. Or we could actually try to fill this gap that we have here, which, believe it or not, is not that bad. We could extend the farms. The city would be somewhere around here. Yeah, somewhere like this general area, meaning it would get access to natron and cotton if we found it here. It would control this area. There are some forests, some mines. It is not a city that we want to settle here for the sake of anything else than control of the area that we already have, which would be also good to do here. Or we could push towards Mali, which is also a possibility, because we do have a possibility to found a city here or here, which would give access to cotton, sheep, and flax. Or here somewhere, and continue with the eastwards expansion that we mentioned before. So you guys get access to this and this, and a city here would get access to obsidian, dates, and iron ore. But those are, this is a decision of whether we want to push for control or direct expansion, because control and securing the eastern border and territory here is a good idea. The western part is ours. There really isn't much that we have to fear from this area, apart from a couple of barbarians. But the land is rich, and we are fairly secure here. But I guess at this point we would probably go rather with direct expansion. I don't have any units here, do I? No, I do have deer archers here. Or deer hunters. So I'm gonna send you guys here to check this area, and if there is just a small barbarian city, I'm gonna raise it, and we are going to settle. I think this is the good place. That would give us access to clams, crabs, potatoes, platinum ore, prime timber, and not the other potatoes, but yeah, I think this is a good spot. This would be a good spot. A lot of coast, a lot of various territories. So okay, if we can raise the city, we're gonna deal with this. As I mentioned, the army has passed to the territory of Greece, which is fine. We're gonna defend it. Oh, looky here. We have an enemy incoming. Okay, well that was exactly what I was expecting. Okay, let's kill this war wagon immediately. You guys have the... You do, okay. So you could potentially hurt this. What is it? It's the ancient hand cannon? Yeah, that's the strongest one. And then they just have some ballistas, arsenals, trebuchets, war dogs. Okay, so if they come closer to the city, we can actually deal with them. I think that's gonna be fine. Okay, that's it for this turn. We have the access to get... we are 1 turn away from paper, by the way. I didn't even say that this is turn 5419, year 817. But we also did get, and that's one thing that I haven't mentioned, a great profit, which I used to build. And I don't think I can find it here. Grand Festo. I built a special building for the for the Confucianist faith, but I don't see it here. So I'm sorry, I cannot really show it to you. But we built that using our great person here. So that's one thing that I wanted to mention. Anyway, I'm gonna end the turn now, and I'll see you with paper. A bit of a confused update, wasn't this one? Really all over the place, but yeah, that's I guess what happens. Oh, and before I forget, it's time to activate our army. Where's the closest city? The Addon. Okay, well, we march. Okay, Darius from Persia is offering us fake gems. Okay, for silk fibers. Well, sure.
I cannot live without books.
Okay, so paper. Paper is amazing because it gives you, look at that, so much culture and even science for calligraphy school, which is really nice because we have that in most of our cities. But it unfortunately lowers the income from tablet maker, but increases, as I mentioned, the culture. So tablet maker no longer has that much of an effect on our civilization when we get paper, but it provides us instead with a cultural legacy. Now, paper itself has one more thing that I noticed, and that is it gives you the access to University of Sankor. And University of Sankor has here that it gives +2 science from all buildings. I don't know what that actually means. If it's like in all of your empire or in the city you're gonna build it in, not sure. But it also gives 25 education, extra tourism, and city is more likely to generate great scientists and double production speed with stone. Well, this is actually one of the things that I was waiting for to build in Constantinople. So if we have access to this, which we should, I'm gonna build it there right now. We also get a printers guild, and we get paper maker, which gives us extra income and education, and stationery store, which gives extra income. So overall, a pretty good technology. And Constantinople finished orphanage, and it does not have access to it. God damn it. There is something that we're missing here. Can I see the... Wait, how do you see the unavailable ones? Emu Egg Carver. Okay, it's not here at all, meaning either someone has built it or we're missing something. So let's instead go ahead and build the paper maker. That's nice. I'm definitely gonna be okay with losing a bit of income from the tablet maker. And that's about it. Wow, really? That's all that paper gave us? I mean, as far as buildings go? Okay, well, you built the paper maker then as well. You also finished the food train, so paper maker. And you finished this food train, so paper maker. And you finished astrology school. Caravan post. Okay, that is a good building. And then anything here, education is fine, crime and disease is also fine. Workshop, eye maker, scroll maker is gonna increase your education, so let's get the scroll maker. And paper maker. I think instead, we don't need culture or anything specific. Crime is also fine. Flammability is a bit high, so an aqueduct or... No, just aqueduct would lower that. That would be fine. But okay, instead, you are going to build us a settler. So we'll have it prepared. Cool, supply train. Now, I'm going to show you how I actually work with this. So... the supply train can go here because we're building the Grand Estate there. We're building some tamed donkeys, so you can already have a paper station there. I'm starting to run out of places which don't have donkey herds and llama herds. Yeah, every time it's sending it a bit further. And I have a feeling... okay. Oranto doesn't have one. Here's a food train. So definitely Audoxiopolis can use that. Okay, we're starting to kill some... oh, we captured a lot of workers. That's gonna be actually pretty good. How much does Audoxiopolis need to grow? 3,000. Okay, so with the food train it's gonna be growing soon. Otranto is... such a waste. Okay, so let's send you instead to Shandax. What about you guys here? You can kill more. By the way, I have a distinct feeling that the reason why Mala is declaring war on us is because it it wants the Greek territory. It might be the reason, and that's why the Greeks have actually turned to me. At least I suspect that. We'll need you to build a road here because we need access to our resources right off the bat. So this is Israel. Let's go terrorize this part of the border. 23. That's a fairly big city. Okay, so they're here. Okay, how will we handle this? You are gonna go defend the city. You guys would actually win. Okay, so you can go into the city and attack. Nice. No, who's the next one? Another ancient hand cannon. Okay, so we'll just cull it a bit. They have more hand cannons. Probably not. You guys do have the flanking abilities, so you should be fine. So we can just weaken them. A trebuchet. Yeah, okay, so this is gonna be fine. We can now attack at our own leisure. A pretty nice army. I'm happy that we managed to sneak it in before they declared war. It was really close, which makes me really happy. Okay, so that is fine, and here we have the supply train for the School of Rhetoric. Nope, for the calligraphy school, because that is a better investment. Hold on. Calligraphy school is now giving... where the hell is it? I cancelled it, now I can't see it. Great job. It is here somewhere though. What? What? Where is my calligraphy school? This is a police council. It's not a calligraphy school. This is a carpet maker. So, come on. Is it somehow not constructible anymore? What are you trying to say, game? Ah, here it is. Okay, I was just blind. So you hurry that one up. You build us a llama herd here. You continue expanding here because eventually we are going to need this road. You can heal here. So can you. Oh, we should have sent a healer with them. Oh, anyway. So that's the last update. We are again at war with Mali, which is bad, but what can you do? The deer hunters are going to investigate this barbarian settlement in the next turn. We'll see. Most likely, I'm going to be starting the next episode with a new city over there. But that doesn't change anything from our plan that we want to upgrade all our cities to at least size 10. Then we're going to purely focus on the new city. And then we're going to set our levels, say, to 12. And we're just going to keep upgrading the cities from bottom up, because I would like that. So let's end this episode by actually looking over the stats. Population 2,595,000 people. Gold production 31,000, 10. Manufactured goods now over 15,000 finally, 15,205. And crop yield is finally above 10,000, being the slowest to grow, but still pretty darn good. So thank you very much for joining me. Now see you with the next episode where we're going to get education. And what's coming after education? Did we decide? Education, invention, and we don't have the next technology. Okay. So if education and then invention, then we could get armored cavalry? No. Could we get algebra? What would you give? Mathematics Academy plus 4 science, would that work? We would need perspective first. But perspective... Castle Garden. That's not bad. But I'm not sure that that's what we want. So instead, we're going to take youth and invention. Commercial waving requires optics. So, what clockworks? Town clock looks really good. Yeah, okay, so clockworks next. That's going to be for the next episode. So, see you there.